Hi, my name is Fernando.
I'm Kátia.
I'm Paola.
We are from Brazil. We are sharing experiences from a lot of countries: Namibia, PyCon UK, PyCon Uruguay, PyCon Japan, PyCon Italy, EuroPython, PyCon Montreal. Experiences about inclusion, about diversity. First of all, diversity is a statement of Python Software Foundation. There are always problems, inclusion problems at our conference. At PyCon, 3-4 years ago, Trace show Pinterest developers have problems. At SciPy, we also have problems. And we have always, as is necessary to have efforts to counteract these problems. Guido, our BFL, always are wearing these Python is for Girls t-shirts last year's at EuroPython keynotes, and is sending a subliminal message for us that inclusion is important for us as community. Definitively, Guido is not a pop star. Guido is always giving attention to everyone at PyCon. Last year, at my breakfast at PyCon Montreal, I took this photo of Guido listening with full attention Paul Everett song with at least 20 minutes, and a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of speakers in Python community are following the Guido way of life at the corridors. Some numbers. In this year, we have 40% of talk by women at PyCon. And in this week at DjangoCon, we have also 40% of talk by women in the blinded select, double-blinded select process. Special mention to Jessica efforts to sending a lot of emails to potential speakers.
The last weekend, FISLI is an international forum of the free software, have one track with only women, pilots track. In the last year, the FISLI have more than 10,000 people in the conference.
This little pilot girl, she's 12 years old, and she started coding using Scratch when she was 5, and Python with 8. She gave a talk this year at the forum in Brazil, and she was teaching how to code in Python. And she also gave a talk last year at the same forum in Brazil.
We have a problem in this track because the speakers are almost a majority of students. In the Python community have a crowdfunding campaign to cost the travel to the PyLadies speakers. When I tweet the campaign, the two first that to help are Manuel and Joana from Argentina. Manuel and Joana have a project named Argentina in Python. Is a project that are doing Jungle Girl workshop in many countries in South America. They are travelers. And Manuel and Joana is a very happy couple because there is no better recipe to be happy than go through your life doing good to the others. 2 years ago, I was at PyCon UK, and last year at PyCon Japan. In my opinion, the most fun part of PyCon UK and PyCon Japan is a track for kids. And this tweet told my 11-year-old son he can go on his Xbox after dinner. We spent the past 2 hours coding in Python on his Raspberry Pi. No one is Minecraft workshop at PyCon Japan. No one wants to leave, even for lunch. There are kids' talks at PyCon UK last year. Sometimes we are too serious at the conference, and participating in a workshop for children helps not to give so much importance to talks and have more empathy with the others. At the first day of PyCon Namibia, at the end of Jungle Girls workshop, we arrived a bit earlier to the dinner party, and the Namibian people are very friendly people, gave us a show of dance and songs. It was a show. At Namibian community, there are some interesting things like go to the visit people and preparing some dinner to the elder. And last year and this year, there are % of attendees were women, and these lightning talks show us there are mixtures of races. PyCon Japan theme this year is about inclusiveness, and our community are happy with this. I will talk about some personal stories. I invited Aisha to share this story, but unfortunately, she is at this moment at PyCon Philly, at JungoCon. Aisha is an organizer of Jungle Girl Lagos. Jungle Girl Lagos have some different problems because Some girls do not have personal computers, but it's a very successful workshop, split in 4. Aisha gave a yesterday talk about this experience at DjangoCon. She is a co-organizer of this first PyCon Nigeria.
The last year, in October, I went to my first conference, Python Brazil. I met Django girls, and I come back to Rio. After 3 months later, I organized the first Django girls in Rio de Janeiro. We have 472 inscriptions and 30 attendees. After that, I saw we don't have Django girls in EuroPython. It's a big conference, and I began to organize it. And from Brazil, it's too difficult, but buddy.
Okay, I worked as a Java developer for 5 years. And like 8 months ago, I first met Django at Django Girls in my city as attended. Then I went to Rio as a coach at Django Girls Rio. This is a picture from the Django Girls in Rio. And after that, I got a scholarship to attend the DjangoCon in Budapest in March. Here. And also this year, I got a job as a Django developer in Czech Republic, so I moved to here, and I'm working with Django now. And this year, it's like my first EuroPython, and I'm with my friend. I'm organizing the Django Girls in Brno, in Czech, at PyCon CZ. It will be in October this year.
This is Carlos. Carlos is retired, and he participated to Django Girls São José dos Campos in last Python conference in Brazil.
We'll show us a video.
Um tratamento antidepressivo por conta própria.
Porque
eu era motorista de caminhão, motorista carreteiro, e contraí DPOC nível 4, muito grave, e fui aposentado precocemente. Tive 2 anos de depressão, fiquei muito pesado, comecei a sofrer muito por causa da doença, até que eu resolvi reagir. E a reação foi através da internet e tentando procurar alguma coisa de útil para fazer. O que eu consegui encontrar de útil para fazer foi, além de ficar no Facebook e essas outras coisas tantas, estudar, procurar me alimentar de alguma forma também. Para mim, não estava com medo até do Alzheimer. E através dessa procura eu comecei a estudar uma coisa ou outra, estudei Java, tudo que eu encontrava graciosamente na internet, até que eu cheguei no grupo de Python, que através dessa conversa, dessa interação com eles, eu estou aprendendo Python. Python é uma ciência da programação bem interessante, bem pegajosa, e através do Python eu conheci Raspberry, Arduino. Hoje eu estudo Arduino, estudo Raspberry, e acabou que eu vim aqui para mim dar pessoalmente esse depoimento para o Henrique Basso, para o Eric Deck, conhecer Fernando Masanori, esse pessoal que está por aqui. através da boa vontade desse pessoal que se propõe a ensinar graciosamente e a incentivar outras pessoas a estudarem, a correr atrás, eu me reencontrei com a idade que eu tenho, já um aposentado por invalidez, a ter uma perspectiva de vida e ter uma razão muito séria para continuar vivendo, estudando e progredindo.
Also, the PyLadies São Paulo, all the co-founders are not are from the other fields. They are not programmers. No, they are.
In free events, there are a lot of no-shows. But in only one event, there are 0 no-shows. Last year at PyLadies event, and the Valentine's Days, PyLadies decide to make a workshop for couples. There are some links. This how to implement your code of conduct is a blog post for Ola Sedenka, is a post about a talk gave by Baptiste and Ola yesterday. It's a very interesting link. And the last one, less obvious conference checklist, I think is tangible and concrete. And import community, as Nepal, this picture is a free software community of Nepal that submitted a project to teach Python to Python Software Foundation. Import community as Uganda is African Uganda community. This picture is from last PyCon Iran. But most important community as me, because you are a part of this community, so make things happen. Thank you.
Thanks. Questions? Thanks for the awesome talk. I've got 2 questions. First is, let's say I am willing to participate as a coach. Where can I go? Or is there a mailing list or something to offer oneself for helping organizing some event or some new one? And the other one is, I want to be a bit critical. Many of the countries you are showing here belong to the former colonies. I'm now living in one of the poorest countries of South America. I do believe in code literacy, but my main fear is that probably through community, we are training the next generation of colonialism. Because the best programmers go to work with Facebook. And that means getting the resources away from the countries we are working in. So how do you feel that, my concrete question is, how do you feel, each of you, that learning to code actually changes everyday lives for people?
At Namibia, we are a lot of different attendees. There are some girls that are one of social science, there are feminist activists, that are want to make a blog to spread the social activities around the Namibian country. I think there are a great impact. I saw the slides of Aisha at the yesterday talk. There are 3 stories about the 3 jungle girl organizers at Nigeria, and the impact of the 3 girls in the Nigeria is as a very big, because there are in social areas with great impacts. And the PyCon Namibia was at January, and we have 6 months. In 6 months, there are 6 jungle girls at Nigeria, and I think 180 attendees, and a lot of people interested in participating in the community. And the first Python meetup, men and women at Nigeria, occurred because the organization of Jungle Girls Lagos. Então, there's a lot of things around the inclusion. I don't know if I answered.
Thank you very much for your talk. It's a lot of fun and really enjoyable to go to places like Namibia. But the end result also has to be that it makes sense from an economic or a business perspective in the end, so that the end result has to be that the software developers in those countries become significant enough that they're bringing money into those countries and developing the economies and skills in those countries. And do you have any idea how we can best achieve that, or what the best thing to do is to advance that, so that as well as all this really important community work that we're doing, there are actual real economic advantages to be gained by them?
Good question. There are some companies in our cities that are moving from Java to Python because of development of Python communities. Because, first example, my city is, I create an online course, and we have some companies that decide to move our entire stack from Python, from Java to Python, because the community are now earning more money and have more projects because the ecosystem created by Python community. Good question. And work better.
More questions? Any appreciation? No more.
Okay, sorry, I'd like to ask another question, and we were talking about this. Why do you think it is that in places like Namibia and Nigeria, which are quite patriarchal cultures in many ways, actually in these conferences in PyCon Namibia we had about 50% women? Why is it? And in Europe we struggle to do that. Why are they so successful and we're not?
I really don't know, because we are discussing this at the dinner 2 days ago, because at South Africa is the country very near, is very different. At South Africa, there are some issues in racial issues. In my opinion, it's a kind of, I think the friendly nature of Namibian people.
Actually, I quite didn't understand this 50% that you have mentioned in several places happens by chance, or is there any active position of the organization to make this happen?
Attendees of the conference, 50% are women. Half of the attendees are women.
My question is, when you organize the event, do you say we have 50 places for women and 50? It's just, it happens.
I don't know if do you mind if I answer that, or does anybody else actually have a question before I do that? If someone has a question, they should go. Oh, yeah. So, about 50%, I can only talk about Namibia. Fernando can talk about more places because he has more experience, but in Namibia, about 50% of the students studying computer science are female. So,
it's not the case of South Africa, for example. But in Namibia, 50% of the students, of IT students, are women. There's a lot of different of the other countries.
And even if you make huge efforts to address the imbalance, they're not always successful. It takes a huge effort to make a small effect. And in Namibia, we made efforts, but I've never seen a conference like that. Probably somebody else should ask a question.
So, thanks.